Hey guys, how's it going? Marvin D'Souza here again. This video I want to talk about safe links and what that really means for you. And we have multiple ways of protecting our organization, and sometimes when we have a campaign coming after us or some website that is doing a massive phishing attack against our organization, safe links within Microsoft really comes into play because one, it protects you not only when you get an email, but also within all your Office clients as well. So that really helps your users when they click on a link that may be malicious or maybe bad. This goes beyond, again, that protection of just protecting you when you're behind a firewall. Because yes, you can block things when you are, working on location or on prem, or when you have VPN connected. But what about those times when people are using personal devices, or those people are using their computers from locations like airports, etc., just doing research, checking email, and they click on something that it has malicious links in it? How do you protect in those scenarios? So this is just one of those ways. We have multiple ways. We can also protect you from our endpoint protection suite. But in this video, what I want to really focus on is safe links within the Office Defender, if you will. And the reason we can do this so well is one, because we have a lot of intelligence, right? And we've talked about this before. Automation without intelligence behind it really leads to a lot of false positives and a lot of false negatives. What we want is intelligence that has been backed up or buttressed by a lot of intelligence gathered. And that's where the Microsoft Security Intelligence Graph really comes into play to make sure that when we actually block something based on its reputation or just something that you want to block. And in this video, that's what we're going to talk about, right? So let's say you were being hit by a campaign by a particular domain or a particular site, and you want to just block that site from your users because this site has tried multiple ways of social engineering or phishing attacks. This is how you can do that. So let's go to a demo real quick. Take a look at this. So for the demo, I went to protection.office.com within my admin security center here for my tenant. I went to threat management. Threat management, I'm going to go to policy. As you can see, there are multiple policies here. There's some preset policies, configuration analyzer, etc. But what we're going to focus today on is safe links. Within safe links, I have a block malicious sites, and there are global settings as well, right? So when you click on global settings, I can block these URLs. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? If there are certain sites that you just want to block your organization, I've just chosen these as random, right? These are sites that are not particularly dangerous or anything. They're really good sites like Intel and IBM, etc. But for the focus of this demo, I just wanted to choose commonly visited sites and block it just so we can get an idea of how this would really function. So if, let's say, you're being hit by a campaign from a particular URL, or there's a URL that's socially engineering your organization, you can use this to block it, right? And so you can actually block users not only from URLs within email, but you can also go further within the Office 365 apps as well. When you look at this policy here, let's edit this policy and take a look at it inside. So obviously give it a name. These are the settings for this policy, right? And what we do is every time a link is clicked on, it is tested. So there's a theory out there and a practice that is used by malicious actors called late in time detonation or later detonation. So, or weaponization, really. So what that means is they'll send you a link, and at the time of delivery, the link is fine, right? So you send you a link, let's say it's called safelink.com, and you're like, okay, cool, this is a good link. Our systems have checked it, we can click on it. But they weaponize it, 2 days later, or 30 minutes later, or 3 hours later. And what that really means, if your organization is not checking links all the time or at the time of click, you're leaving yourself open to attacks. Here we'll basically say, hey, we can also block it on Teams. So not only will we block these safe links or these malicious links on Outlook and on Office 365, etc., we'll also block them in SharePoint, we'll block them in Teams, things like that. And these are the other settings you can have, right? Apply real-time URL scanning. So every time we provide real-time URL scanning. So sometimes things could be a little delayed, but because we're trying to protect you, that delay is worth it. And and another cool thing, another cool feature is a lot of organizations, when they have email protection, it's always on the edge. We actually provide protection even within the organization. So a lot of times people will say, well, yeah, I only need it on the edge. Well, what if someone is infected, takes a computer home, gets infected, brings it back to the office, and now they're sending malicious emails just within the organization, laterally moving, right? And so that's where we also check emails within the domain as well. And then this is just other, information you can have. Notifications is, you want to have a special message. You can have your own message that, provides your security team's phone number, help desk, contact information, etc. And then who does this apply to? So what you really want to do here is have the ability to have different policies, maybe for different people within the organization. Maybe a more strict policy for high value targets, like people who manage finance, people who have access to bank account information, things like that. So provide them with more strict security policies and a more lenient policies for maybe your IT staff, etc., who don't have access to that information. The choice is truly yours. Another good feature about this is you can test the policy, right? Again, going back to that crawl, walk, run phased approach, where you can say, hey, I want to test this policy with only these small subset of users so I can get some feedback, understand what I need to do, how I need to fix this. Let's see how this works in live. So let's go ahead here and send an email to Christy. So Christy Klein will get an email from me, and I'll say links in here. So I'll do two examples, right? One example is I will just say, I'll just put in the links directly in the email. And then another one will be okay, so just send that one. Then I'll send another one and I'll put this one, these links, the next set of links within a Word document. So check this out. Okay. So I got a document that says links to share. I'm going to send that out to Christy as well. So let's log into Christy's machine here. So there she got the links I just sent out. So 9:26, it just arrived. So show you here, let me just click on this. So what's going to happen now is you can see this time delay here, this lapse, because it's actually doing a real-time check for my safe link, and it's saying, hey, sorry, and that message we had in there, right? This message, click is dangerous, therefore blocked. So all these three links will operate the same way. And then what's nice about that, as you can see, is the time it takes and it blocks it, right? So everything was blocked. This was Intel, this one was IBM, this one was Money. But you'll see here, if I go to money.com, I can get there. It's because Office is actually doing a real-time check for this link. So it's not even concerned about the operating system or what protections you have. So this is really extending that protection beyond your Office, beyond your perimeter of your firewall and beyond the protection you have for your work computers. You can protect your users as they use your digital estate on any machine from any location. So this really helps that, right? So it makes your protection really cool. So now this is the document we talked about earlier. Same thing. Protections are provided even within documents, right? So here's the document and it's giving me a warning, but now I'm going to click on this link here. It's going to give me a warning saying, hey, this is a something we download from the internet. This is dangerous. Are you sure you want to trust it? But again, it's going to go and it's going to open up. It's going to say, hey, you know what? We're going to use safe links, and we're going to take a little while. We're going to do a real-time check, and we're going to make sure that this is safe. I'm sorry, this is not safe. And you can see this is independent of the machine, because the machine browser can really get to money.com, but this one cannot. So again, hope this helps, and hope you guys enjoyed this and found this informational. Thanks for watching.